Okay, now we need to make a handle. D-rings go in here. So these are 6 inches apart. So what we're gonna do is what Div might call pad, plywood aided design. So we'll zoom in on this. Okay, what we're gonna make the handle out of is a 1/2 inch conduit elbow. Why 1/2 inch? Because that's what I had. So first thing I did is I just took a piece of plywood and 2 6-penny finish nails and pounded them in 6 inches apart. So that sets up the distance between the D-rings. Then I marked the center of the elbow, and then my idea is that I'm going to take these top loops of these cable clamps and I'm going to use them like so to hold the handle. So in order to get this spaced out correctly so I have room to put the nuts and get some decent drop from the handle, so the handle has enough distance drop from the top, from the bottom of the handle to the top of the box to get your hand in there. I'm going to take 2 magnets, which are, I don't know, 3/16 of an inch thick. Attach them to the nails. And then line up the center of the elbow with a line that I drew here on the plywood that's 3 inches between each nail, so right up the middle. And I took my Sharpie marker and one of the elbows, or sorry, one of the cable clamps, and then I just marked the pipe, the conduit. I did the same thing on the other side. Just marked the conduit. Then took a high-tech wedge of a shingle and marked the middle of the conduit and drilled 2 holes right where the lines met. Did that on both sides. So now the little cable clamp fits right in there. So now what I'm going to do is sculpt the ends of the tube to give them a little bit better of a look. I got to think about a little bit how I want to actually do that. But I need to get access to the nuts from the top, and I need to make it look like it's not just a cut off piece of conduit. So that's what I'm going to do now, is figure out how I want to sculpt that and make it look pretty. Okay, decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the ends of the tube roughly in that shape. But to start with, I'm going to establish where to make that scallop by punching the inner hole all the way through so that I can then have clearance for a nut driver from the top, and then cut the rest of this away. So start with drilling the hole. Just an 1/8 inch drill bit. And just some dirty mineral spirits. Some 100 grit, just to even out the, follow that up with some 220. Wipe it off with some more dirty mineral spirits on a dirty rag. Last but not least, a coat of oiled linseed oil. Let it dry. To install, I looped the little U-bolts from the cable clamps over the D-rings, started the nuts and ran them all the way down, and then it's just a matter of finagling the U-bolts into the hole, into the holes on the handle, and then a washer over it. Laying a little nut on it. Fumble around with it a little bit. Get it finger started. And then run them down. And there you go. Kind of has a nice pre-industrial look to it. Lays down flat. Does everything you want a handle to do.